Hello everyone and welcome to this guessing game with Python for beginners. So this tutorial is about learning how to make a guessing game, and it's a very simple tutorial for beginners in Python. So this is how it works. Let me show you. So if I run my program on replit.com, so I have this message: welcome to the guessing game. You have 5 guesses and guess a number between 1 and 50. So if I go with 30, oh, that's too low, so I should go higher. Maybe 40, too low again. Wow, 45, too low. Oops. Oh yeah, 49, that was it. So you made it after 4 guesses. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Now what if I lose? So let's just say that I run out of guesses. So I choose 20. Again 20, I just want to lose. I'm a loser. So now if I press oops, you ran out of guesses. So I just lost. So this is a program we're going to make. It's going to be fun. Alright, so I'm on replit.com, and if you don't have an account, so just make an account, it's free. Then you can go to new REPL, and since we're going to use Python, click on Python, create REPL, and then it takes us to this beautiful environment to practice Python. Okay, now so first of all we are going to generate a random number, right? A random number that I don't know, the user won't know. So in order to generate a random number, we need to import a library from Python called random. Now we have imported random, so we can generate random numbers. Now I also want to show some messages to the user, and then I will also ask for some input. But first of all, let's just generate a random number. Let's just call it number, and this is the way that we generate random numbers in Python. Well, one of the ways. So we say random.randint for integer, and we can specify a range, something like between 1 and 50 or whatever you want. So this is going to be 1 up to and including for 50. So this is going to be our number, which is generated. Now let's just print out the number, and let's see. Okay, control enter. That's 43 and 9, so we get different numbers here. Okay, works. Awesome. Now we also need some guesses, right? So we need a guess from our user, and we need to save it into guess. For now we just set it to 0, which is not correct, right? Because we start from 1, and this is not correct anyways. We also need something else like count. We need to count how many times the user has made a guess, so that when they reach a certain limit, like 5 for example, we say, hey, you've run out of guesses, sorry. So for now we just set it to 1, and then we will increase it 1 by 1. With every guess, count will be 2, then it will be 3, 4, 5, and when it reaches 6, we just say, oops, sorry, that was it. We're not continuing the game. Okay, now let's say that we have this number and we have the guess. Now how are we going to compare them? So let's say the user has a guess, and the guess comes from the input, like make a guess between 1 and 50. So we are going to save and store this information, the number they give us, into guess, but the information they give us will be stored as a string, so it would be something like and or between. We need to convert it to an integer so that we can compare it with other numbers. But if it's a string like m or like make, we cannot compare it to a number. So we need to convert what we get from the user to an integer. Oh, come on. Yeah. Now let's check if the guess is equal to the number. So if guess is equal, well, let's say, yeah, is greater than number, I want you to print out too high. Let's repeat this here. Else if, and the guess is smaller than the number, I would say too low. Otherwise, well, the last scenario is just else. It means that the guess is equal to the number, right? So we should print something like yay, something like that. Now, let's check it out. So make a guess between 1 and 50. Let's just say 25. Oh, too low. Yeah, but now it finishes. So our program is working like this. So it takes my guess, well, it produces a number and stores it, like, I don't know, in this case maybe it was 40 or 50 or whatever. So it takes a number and says, okay, I have this number, 30, and I'm also grabbing what the user is inputting. So let's say 30. So there's 50 and there's 30. Now, which one of these is correct? 50 and 30. So this is 50, this is 30. So this is not correct. Or is it? No. The number is greater than 30, so it will print out this one. See? And then it finishes. It just breaks out of the loop. Well, there is no loop. Breaks out of this condition is met, and then that's it. It finishes. Now, if you want to play again, there will be another number. So we don't want to do that. So we have to change it. What is wrong with you? What happened? Did I just do something? I didn't do anything. Oh yeah, just because I clicked a couple of times, it just copied and pasted everything. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So how do we fix this? How do we just keep playing and playing with the same number until we just either make a correct guess or we run out of guesses? Now, the way we should do it is using a while loop. So with a while loop, we are telling Python that, hey, while what I'm telling you is true, I want you to keep doing this until this becomes false. So while, first of all, guess, which is a number that the user inputs, is not equal to the number which is generated by random, so this one. So while guess is not equal to random, remember it's 0 for now, and yeah, it's never equal to 1, right? So while this is true, that is, guess is not equal to number, and count is less than, let's say, 6, because we want to have 5 guesses, right? So while this is true, that count is either 1, which is now actually 1, while count is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And also, the guess is not equal. I want you to keep asking the user, what is the number? But if the number becomes equal to guess, it means it finishes. So we should do something about it. Or if the count gets to number 6, that is 5, and then there's 6, it means that, okay, I'm not going to continue with this. I'm going to break out of it. What happens if we break out of it? Okay, let's just break out of the loop. So remember, this is indented. I mean, this happens inside the while loop. But now, let's imagine that the number is correct, that you have made a correct guess, or maybe you have run out of guesses. What happens then? Again, two scenarios. One is if count, so if count is less than 6, it means that this one is true, right? That is, guess now equals number. That's why you just break out of the loop. So if still count is less than 6, it means you won. Otherwise, you would keep going, right? If count is less than 6, we need to print you made it. And else, what does that mean? It means the count is not less than 6. It is 6 or 7 or 8. That is, you ran out of guesses. So you ran out of guesses. Yeah, let's just add an oops. I like this word. Oops. So you ran out of guesses. Okay. Let's go over it again, and we need to add some stuff here as well. So we imported random. We said, okay, I want to generate a random number between 1 and 50, which nobody knows about. And then we need to also have a variable guess, which is set to 0 for now. And this is our count for guesses. So now we need to add the count. That is, each time someone makes a guess, we should say count should be increased by 1, right? So count plus equals 1. That is, whatever the value of count is, which is now for 1, add 1 to it. That is, it would be 2. The next time it would be 3. It would be 4. It should also happen whenever the guess is also low. It doesn't matter. So whenever someone makes a guess, it should add the count. And yeah, we don't need this. We don't need this else. Why? Because if the guess equals a number, then we will get out and we'll print one of these. Okay. So let me see if everything is in place. Now, while guess is not equal to number, that is, your guess is incorrect, and also you haven't reached this limit, we should keep doing this and, asking you to make a guess and then telling you if it's too high or too low. And at the same time, we add to count. And if one of these is incorrect, that is, guess equals to number, or count gets to 6, we should just get out of this loop and come here. Now, maybe you came here because your guess was correct, or maybe you just reached the limit. So in either case, if you didn't reach the limit, it means that you won the game. And else it means that you reached the limit, unfortunately, and you ran out of guesses. So let's see if it works. Okay, make a guess between 1 and 50. Let's go with 30. Too high? Okay, how about 18? Too high again? 10? Too low? 15? Too high? Please, please, please. Too high? Oh, damn it. Okay, so I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I ran a guess. Okay, let's just print out the number just to make sure I know it. So let's print out the answer. Actually, I'm cheating. Okay, so the answer is 24. Yeah, so make a guess. Let's go 20, too low, 26, too high, 24. You made it. Cool. Now, the only thing I want to add is add also how many times it took me to get to the correct number. Now, I want to say you made it. F string. So this F means that now I can use variables here inside these codes. So I made it, let's say, after count times. And remember, count keeps count of the times we've played after, or guesses, actually. Yeah. Okay, let's play it again. Now, let's do it again. So make a guess. So now this time the answer is 2, actually. So well, that would, yeah, that would be impossible to guess. But anyways, 30, too high, 2, yeah. So you made it after 2 guesses. So 1, 2, cool. So this was the simple game, and we practiced how to generate a random number, how to store it, and also how to use a while loop to keep doing the same thing until one of the conditions is not met or is not true. And then when we break out of the loop, there are also two conditions, and this is how it goes. Thank you so much for listening and watching.